Good morning and happy Thursday. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. Three things that we will talk about. Airline stocks get a boost, FOMC minutes, Ant and Tencent are also on the list. US stocks climbed on Wednesday after President Trump appeared to soften his stance on further stimulus package for American households, airlines and small businesses. Nancy Pelosi also signaled openness to an airline relief bill in talks with Steven Mnuchin after Trump had earlier shut down broader negotiations. But she rejected a call from the president for the $1,200 individual checks, calling it insufficient to address the challenge. The speaker reminded Treasury Secretary that Republicans blocked earlier legislation to help airlines, which they had introduced last week. Investors for some weeks have been skeptical that Democrats, the White House and Republicans could be able to bridge their differences over a broad fiscal spending before November 3rd. Many are now continuing to wager that the next sweeping round of stimulus will be forthcoming only in the new year if there is a decisive electoral victory for either party. Now that's enough to push equities higher because you have the hope that it's going to come through eventually. The Dow Jones was up 1.9%, the S&P was up about 1.7%, while the Nasdaq also was higher, 1.9%. Yields were higher as well. The 10-year jumped 5 basis points to 0.78. Dollar dropped against this backdrop against most of its G10 counterparts. Gold advanced. Asian equity futures are also pointing to a higher opening. In terms of sectors, all the 11 sectors were positive. Materials, consumer discretionary and industrials were all up more than 2%. Shares of airlines, possible 8 beneficiaries rose. United Airlines was up about 4.3%. American was up 4.3% as well. And Delta was up about 3.5%. Many tech companies rose even after the House Antitrust Subcommittee released a report arguing companies like Apple, Amazon and Alphabet have used their dominance to stifle competition. The report isn't expected to lead to any immediate actions, but could color how the new government in Washington approaches the sector after the election. Oil dropped after US government data showed that the first crude stockpile gain in 4 weeks, adding to concerns over a demand recovery with stimulus talks in limbo. The EIA data showed nationwide inventories increased to about 501k barrels last week, while supplies at Cushing Storage Hub climbed to the highest level since May. Gasoline stocks also declined on the back of this. Fed officials expressed concern the amount of government relief so far was insufficient and many assume more was on the way, is according to the minutes of last month's FOMC meeting. Some members sought further debate on the future of asset purchase program, signaling openness to alter or increasing the bond buying in the future. Projections for rates to stay near zero until 2023 were most likely to be consistent with the central bank's goals, but aren't an unconditional commitment, as some of the things that we saw on the minutes. Ant Group and Tencent are in the US's crosshairs as the Trump administration explores restrictions on the two over concerns that their digital payment platforms threaten national security. Debate over how and whether to restrict the systems have accelerated among senior US officials in the recent weeks, though final decision isn't imminent. The concern is that China would get access to banking and personal data of hundreds of millions of people. So far, even after coming up with the order, it's difficult to kind of shut down these apps. We've seen that with TikTok, so I wonder how this is going to play out. Dan Loeb is urging Disney to permanently suspend its dividend and redirect those funds to acquiring and producing content for Disney Plus streaming services. The activist investor said that the $3 billion in annual dividends could more than double Disney Plus's budget for original content. His third point owns a stake of less than 1% in Disney. Lastly, on the FX, dovish FOMC minutes kept the dollar from rallying against most of the major currencies. One of the few exceptions was dollar JPY, which broke a week-long range to to trade at its strongest level since September 14th. The best performing currency was the Australian dollar, which shrugged off weaker PMI. According to the latest report, the contraction in service activity in Australia deepened, with the PMI index falling to 36.2 from 42.5. Euro also rallied despite an unexpected drop in German industrial production. After the sharp rise in factory orders, economists were looking for a 1.5% increase in industrial production, but instead it fell by about 0.2%. So the story was basically dollar weakness, and against the dollar, most of these majors were higher despite bad data. That's the update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and speak soon.